I'm going to try to make the shortest video of my career. Okay, I went out to the store. I come in, I'm all wet from getting rained on. And I'm walking in. I leave the TV on. Kristen Welker is saying that people are begging Donald J. Trump, our favorite president, from announcing that he's going to run for president until, I guess, after the election, the runoff election for Herschel Walker. Look, they've been trying to control him with their narrative. Okay, they told him to not. Could you imagine being told, okay, you were the leader of the free world a little while ago. People were doing a lot better when you were president. But don't announce that you're running for president again to negatively affect people who probably don't like you anyway. I can't imagine anybody voting for Herschel Walker again who wasn't already voting for Herschel Walker. I can't imagine anybody voting for Herschel Walker who doesn't like President Trump. This is clearly a ploy. They're clearly up to no good. They're trying to control this man by making him feel like guilty, like he's going to ruin other people's chances. Like I said, if people don't want, if these are people who are against him, if these are people who think that he's gonna, his candidacy is going to affect their campaign, which, like, it's most of the election's over. You have this runoff. Okay, fine, wonderful. He's friends with Herschel Walker. How is this going to negatively affect? Look, anyway, yesterday he did, or the day before, whatever, I don't know. He did like he sent out a statement about Ron DeSantis. Now, look, I was starting to like, that's his name, right? Ron? I don't know. I don't live in Florida. He seemed okay. I was starting to get used to him. I didn't particularly like him. There were a couple things that he's, you know, he's in some of his views are more Republican than I am. I'm not a Republican. I'm still an independent. I like Donald Trump because I always liked Donald Trump. But I was starting to get used to him, and I thought he handled all that hurricane stuff well, and through the pandemic, he seemed okay. But, you know, that little diatribe on that President Trump did yesterday, I'm like, okay. Oh, shoot. It's my alarm. In case I forget to do anything, it goes off at 7 o'clock. So, I'm like, that's the guy I like. That letter and him going ham on Ron DeSantis, that's the guy I voted for. Twice. And I'll vote for again. I saw a situation, I thought it was going to be maybe Trump, DeSantis for a ticket. This time out, they win. Then DeSantis becomes or runs for president after a stint as vice president, which used to be the way things happened in the old days, and it made perfect sense to me. But I guess they don't like each other or something. I don't know what happened. There must have been something behind the scene, because when he came out and said Ron DeSanctimonious, I was like, what do you do that for? Everybody likes DeSantis. But he knows what he's doing. He's known what he was doing all this time. He's not trying to be Miss Congeniality. He never was. So for me, I'm not advising our favorite president. He knows what he's doing. I don't. But if it was me, I'd be like, fuck this shit. I am announcing right the hell now. And I'm going to go on TV. I'm going to go on the interwebs. I'm going to go wherever. And I'm going to say everything I think. And everybody can pound sand. And whoever doesn't like it, doesn't like it. Because nobody's voting for him to be a phony. Nobody's voting for him to you know, make nice with people. Nobody voted for him for that before. And I think there's a bunch of people, they keep coming up with these polls. Oh no. And the election went this way, and that's what it means about Trump. We went through the last election. We know what we thought about the last election. Why wouldn't we think similar things now? Especially in some races where people like NBC were reporting on a red wave. They looked like they believed there was going to be a red wave. And then magically, there wasn't a red wave. Here's what makes me suspicious of everything. I understand our country's divided. I agree. I'm not going to fix the sound on this. I'm just going to try to put it up. What gets me is you look at these races, how are they so, there's divided, but how is everything so evenly divided? Just the right number of people come out to vote so that everything can be nearly 50-50. All these races in these important places were really that evenly divided. How is that possible? You have to have equal numbers of people who definitely disagree with each other come out and vote, and vote by mail, and that all going to come out to 50-50, 49-48, with like some third guy who got a couple of percent. That really how it's going to be so even. It's one thing you say this country's divided, 55-45 over here, you know what I mean? But, and I'm not saying it's in all the races, but in the important ones, you got 4 places where it comes down to that close. The important places, the swing states, those kind of weirdo places. That's what makes it. Forget about anything anybody says. Forget about anything anybody does. That everything's so evenly divided. Every time, with all the variables that go into people coming out and voting, with people, it always comes down to just exactly 50-50 almost. If I'm alive, I want to vote for Donald Trump, whether DeSantis is running mate or not. I don't care. I thought that's what would happen, and then there'd be like 8 years of DeSantis maybe, if he proved to be okay. He's young. He can wait. I hate to say stuff like that. Hate to say age things. I don't like to say old people should get out of the way and young people should wait. I don't like doing that. But the fact is he's very young. And so unless something catastrophic happens, he has time. I don't know what bad blood there is, but there's some now. So we'll see what happens. But nobody should be trying to control Trump. And I know he's not going to let people control him. He should say fuck Tuesday, and he should just be like, no, I'm running for president, bitches. He should just be like, no, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Because I can't stand, I mean, I'm just a regular schmuck who is like, has nothing. I'm what you might call a loser if you were like our favorite president. But the fact is, because I tell the truth, okay, and you may think he's different than that, because I tell the truth, because people see that as brash or rude or whatever, people treat me the exact same way. They ignore what I have to say. I can't tell you how many times I was watching him being treated a certain way by the media, and I'm like, oh my God, people treat me like this. I don't remember thinking that about anybody else, in any other famous person, that they get dismissed, they get called all kinds of shit just because people don't like what they're saying. So it's for me, if he's running, he just needs to be like, I'm running. And I don't care about anybody else, because if he's not friendly with DeSantis, then what difference does it make? What's going to be the difference if he waits? Then they'll get what they want, and they'll have more time to do whatever the hell they plan on doing to him. I felt like I needed to say that.